Hi guys, I'm Shelley and today I'm here to talk to you about a book that is very close to my heart, which is Bare Reality by Laura Dodsworth. Now, full disclaimer before I start talking about this book, this video will include some nudity of the chesticle department. Now, not mine, I'm not about to start flashing you, but this book has bare breasts in it. So if you feel like you're too young to watch this, or you just don't want to look at breasts, then look away now or turn the video off. Or if you are really interested in this but don't want to watch it, go check out the link below of my Goodreads review so you can read about this book but not have to see bare chests. Now, fingers crossed YouTube won't censor this video. I really hope that none of you click on the inappropriate button because I have warned you, but I do believe that showing you this book is important, talking about breasts is important, and fingers crossed this will all go to plan. If not, I will have to film another one where I just talk about the book and don't show it to you. Okay, back to the point. I want to talk to you about Bare Reality, 100 Women, Their Breasts, Their Stories by Laura Dodsworth. It's an extremely heavy hardback piece of work that I cannot hold up for long, so I'm going to put it down for a bit and talk about it, and then I'll pick it up again and show you some of the inside pictures. As it says on the front, this is a book about 100 women and their breasts. Laura Dodsworth is a photographer and she went around the country interviewing and photographing women about their chesticle departments. Women from the ages of 19 to 101 took part in Bare Reality. You have healthy breasts and cancerous breasts, women of different ethnicities, women of all different shapes and sizes, from hetero to lesbian, bi, asexual and trans. Their perspectives and experiences are extremely diverse. You have Buddhist nuns and burlesque dancers, career women, stay-at-home mums, full-time breastfeeders, a female vicar, a stripper, cancer survivors, and a club promoter whose pseudonym is Captain Hello Titties, and many more women. This is a beautiful piece of work, and I believe a very important piece of work. This book really did have me from hello. The first woman who is featured in this has had a partial mastectomy, that is, one boob has been taken out. She didn't have it reconstructed. In fact, she had a beautiful tattoo put across her breast instead. I'm going to risk it. YouTube, please don't censor me on this. I'm going to show you this woman's beautiful tattoo and her beautiful breasts. These are real cancer survivor women, and they're fabulous. This is her wonderful tattoo and she is stunning. She talks about how she chose not to have a reconstruction because she didn't feel she needed it. Lots of things were happening at the time. It just wasn't something that occurred to her. Now she's thinking, did she make the right choice? Because she's looking at trying to get a partner, and maybe she should have had that boob reconstructed, but the only reason she would have is because of her partner. And it starts the conversation about boobs now belong to men. They are there for sexual uses only, it seems. And instead of being breasts, these life-giving, beautiful things, they are boobs. They are page 3, which is another thing that is brought up a lot. I live in the UK where we have a newspaper called The Sun, and on page 3 of every single Sun there is a young, nubile, half-naked woman with her boobs out. And they are always airbrushed. They're always in their very late teens, early 20s. This particular cancer survivor says she doesn't really mind page 3 so much if they would just show real boobs, if they would show real breasts as well. I find myself correcting myself a lot while making this video and while talking about this book, because it's not about boobs, it's about breasts, it's about the real thing. And if the Sun put that on page 3, I think I wouldn't mind it so much. Another thing that is talked about in this book is breastfeeding. And I've had this going around my brain for quite a while now because I went to see Holly McNish a little while ago and she has a wonderful spoken word piece about breastfeeding. And it is a big thing over here that breasts are sexualised. You can see them up on billboards, you can see them in page 3, but be gods if you could see a woman breastfeeding her child. Oh no, we cannot see them as anything but fun bags. They cannot possibly be our own. They cannot possibly feed our children. No, go sit in a toilet. Go sit inside. Put a blanket over yourself. Do not show yourself breastfeeding your child. That is what is pummeled all over society right now. I'm going to link Holly's poem down below. I suggest you go watch it because it really is beautiful. It talks about how women sit in toilets and feed their children. Their children are having to eat their lunch surrounded by the smell of urine and feces or under a blanket and they can't breathe. Would you want to have your lunch like that? Why is it like this? Why is everything so censored and so clean? 10 years ago when I was growing up, you kind of saw real breasts here and there. We had communal changing rooms, so you would see other women as you got changed to go swimming or so on and so forth. Now we're all in tiny little cubicles and we can't possibly see another woman naked. Oh no, 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 everything has to be sanitized. But yet young women growing up today go online and see porn boobs, and they are not real. They are not breasts. I'm having to correct myself again. Breasts, not boobs. Boobs is a great slang, but it also means sexualization of them. These are my breasts, not my boobs. They give life. They have stretch marks. They can sag. They can be small. They can be big. They can be whatever you want them to be if you want to change them, but don't feel like you have to. What will you gain from reading this book? If you're a man, you might not have seen as many real breasts or heard women be so frank. As a woman, you might be interested in seeing what other women's breasts look like and take heart. No one is perfectly symmetrical. Many women perceive themselves as too large, too small, too saggy. If you are younger and still developing, you might be curious to see real breasts. Learn about other women's experience and gain an insight into your own potential future. And there it is. Young women growing up today only see porn boobs. We don't grow up seeing what other women's breasts look like. We have no idea. This book to me is the vagina monologues of breasts. It talks about real women. It shows you what real women look like. And I think that is important in this day and age of growing up with internet porn and internet airbrushing. My personal story with my breasts is varied and all over the place. I had very big boobs when I was younger. I was brought up in a society where you thought if you had big boobs and you possibly showed them in any way, even the tiniest bit of cleavage, oh no, 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 that was way too much. So I put them in these full cup bras and I hid them and I made myself look dowdy. And I didn't show them for the beautiful things they were because I was slightly ashamed of them. I was ashamed that they were big and they didn't look like everybody else's did, or what I thought everybody else's did. I didn't know what other women's breasts looked like because I couldn't get access to them. I wish I had had this book when I was growing up. I have recommended this to a few people who are growing up with teenagers who should see real boobs, how they're going to look when they get older, how they look when they're younger and developing, what they look like when you get pregnant, what they look like if you've had cancer and you've had to have them off. These women's stories are so important, and I cannot rave about this book enough, and I really, really want to recommend it to everybody. It is a bit expensive. It is £25. There's also an ebook form you can go and look at, or go on the website and look at some of the stories there. There is also an art exhibition of all the pictures going on at the moment, so I will link that down below, and all the groups that are linked to this beautiful book. It is truly wonderful. It has made me ask so many questions and made me understand breasts so much more. At the back of this book there is a page full of questions that can start discussions. I will try and link them all down below, and maybe you could talk about them in the comments. I'd love to get a discussion about breasts and all this other stuff down below, and censorship, and what your thoughts are. So comment down below, come talk to me, or join some of the discussion groups. I would really love it if you would. But for now, just go look at this book if you can, because it's truly wonderful. Lauren Dodsworth is a marvel for doing this, and yeah, I hope you guys are good. I hope this video doesn't get censored, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye.